Welcome, one and all, to the Best in Jest, with your two hosts, the man who's announcing for the first time his entrance in the 2024 presidential race, Professor Lando, and the man who's been practicing a really neat magic trick and who wants to show it to you right now, Commander Connor.
That'll look so good for audio listeners.
Dude, he's
dude,
wait, do that?
I'm trying to do the thumb thing where
He was harnessing his chakra.
You know,
for,
when you
for a
remove
second.
the.
Yeah, that is.
No, but how do you do it?
What do you mean? How do you
it?
do it?
How do you do it? The thumb thing where you're like, I'm removing my finger. Oh, okay. Wow.
Very good, Connor. He somehow tricked me into doing a little.
And that was my trick. Yeah, that was my magic trick to make you do tricks instead.
This one's for the wicked, there's no time for rest.
Now is the time that we put to the test. Who is the best in Jest?
Oh man!
Come on.
The Best in Jests are going to have our first official guest appearance at a convention.
Yeah.
Where are we going to be, Connor?
We're going to be at Anime Impulse, Orange County, at the end of August 31st.
August 31st and September 1st.
Yep.
We're going to be there having a meet and greet both days and some panels. So
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
If you want to come say hi, Anime Impulse OC at the, I'm forgetting, is it the Anaheim Convention Center, I think? Yeah, it's in Anaheim, pretty sure.
See you there.
There probably will be some percentage of pies thrown.
Yeah.
So if you want to come join in the jesting, get your tickets, Anime Impulse, and we'll see you.
Yep. I'm excited.
Welcome back, everyone, to episode 7 of The Best in Jest. I'm Professor Lando here with my good friend,
Commander Connor. Good to see everybody.
So I know we just did a very, very comic book heavy episode.
Yep.
The superhero episode as it stands, but I don't know how we could not talk about Robert Downey Jr. getting casted as Victor Von Doom, Dr. Doom.
Yeah, I feel like we should just come out the gate with that because that's like the only thing on the internet for right now.
You have been such a big Dr. Doom guy. You've always been talking to me about him, waiting for him to appear, and now he's here, and it's Iron Man, I guess. Like, what do you think about this?
I think I like it. There's a lot
They're booing you right now, I think.
Know. Well, they're always booing me. I mean, I talk about what Monster Hunter and I talk about, I'm being booed constantly. But I think I do like it. I don't know why. I think I just like Robert Downey Jr. I like his acting. I'm kind of curious about the twist of how it's going to work. What I don't want it to be and what it might be, and then I'll be upset, is if it's just Green Iron Man. I don't want Green Iron Man. I want him to be almost unrecognizably different.
Yeah, I think the fear, and it's kind of the most obvious thing, is like he is some sort of Tony Stark variant, some alternative Tony. Like in this universe, Tony Stark was evil, and it's like that's
too
a little hokey.
obvious.
Yeah, a little obvious, kind of hokey. You want it to be, I don't know, Dr. Doom, and I think most people, well, me anyways, I agree. I kind of have the same sentiment where it's like, yeah, I mean, I like it. If I have to say, do I not like it or do I like it? I like it.
Yeah.
Don't love it.
No.
But I do kind of wonder, like, it does seem a little bit of a waste. You could have had, I don't know who.
Jonathan Majors.
Jonathan Majors could play Dr. Doom.
Dr. Doom. Yeah.
Maganello or something like that.
I don't know who it would be if it wasn't Robert Downey at this point, because I when they say Robert Downey Jr., I'm like, okay, maybe. And now I've just kind of accepted it. I'm like, wait, that could be cool. That could be cool.
Well, I think he would not, like Robert Downey. If you don't know, he left Iron Man, Marvel, and he went on this like acting arc. He was an Oppenheimer.
Yep.
And he not win an Oscar for it?
Yep.
He has who knows how much money. Maybe I'm underestimating the sheer greed, the human avarice.
I think that could be it.
Because, it's like, yeah, you know what? I think I would be as greedy as I possibly can, but surely $100 centillion, imaginary number, is enough. But you would think that he would not sign on to some like dog shit script. Surely he looked at the script and was like, oh, this is worth it. Because he seems like, well, one, like, maybe he is greedy. Maybe he just wants the Marvel paycheck. But he also seems like a egoist. Like, he wouldn't want to tarnish. He just won an Oscar. He just did Oppenheimer. You know, he's Iron Man. Surely he, at least, maybe not the greatest thing, but surely he looked at it and was like, yeah, good enough, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he already has more money than God, so maybe he thought it sounded fun. Because it sure as shit isn't for, like, you know, some masterpiece, right? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, cut him some slack, because if you asked me if I wanted to be Doctor Doom, I have no acting chops. I don't fit the character at all. I don't know anything about Doctor Doom. I would say yes.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care about your Marvel whatever and the quality of the film. Like, I would be like, yeah,
I'll be Doctor Doom.
I'll do it if you're offering it to me. So maybe I can't be too hard on Robert Downey Jr.
I'd fucking take it.
Right.
I mean, go for it, brother. I don't know.
I mean, I don't think people are like, I don't think that's something people are saying. People aren't really angry at Robert Downey Jr. for doing it per se. They're just maybe curious on the decision.
They don't like that it is him.
Do you think they're desperate?
Oh, this is in case of emergency, break glass because everything else is on fire.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe there were a few ardent defenders, but it seems like based on your guys' comments, it was a resounding, yeah, Moon Knight's kind of good, but the rest kind of suck. Disney Plus era. I call it the Disney Plus arc of Marvel. First of all, what the fuck? That was greedy. That was a greedy move. Like, they deserve that downfall, because the Disney Plus era move for Disney, that was just pure greed, trying to milk as much money from people as they could, make as many of these shows with as lowest quality as possible.
Yeah.
So this going off of Deadpool Wolverine into Robert Downey Jr.'s Victor Von Doom, you think that they're like, okay, we need to kind of figure things out here. And I mean, you were telling me you think this is like in case of emergency, right? So,
and this is also the last chance, because if this fails, it's fucking over. Because what I also love is that Kang the Conqueror or whatever, he is now ingrained forever in history as a one-off Ant-Man villain that they've built up for 2 seasons of Loki, and now he's an Ant-Man villain, and that's it. So it really does
scrubbed it.
Yeah, it just completely wiped it.
Scrubbed it.
So now it's like, now it really does read as like, we have to make a huge pivot here because this is fucked. Because they could have just recast him. That could have been so easy. But they're like, the Kang stuff is shit. Everything is shit.
Right, because, well, maybe, right, they're saying like, oh, the actor is fucked. We can't continue this. But surely just recasting Kang would not be as incendiary and crazy as getting Robert Downey Jr., Tony Stark to be Doctor Doom. Like, surely I mean, they've done it before.
Yeah.
The guy who plays Rhodey in the first Iron Man, different actor.
Yeah. It was Terrence Howard. You know, he made his own type of math.
What?
Terryology.
What?
Do you know Terrence Howard's math?
No.
Kane, please look up Terrence Howard's math. I couldn't explain it to you.
Oh, I know his math.
Okay, we got we have a Terryology enjoyer in here.
A Terryologist?
Yeah, Terryology was Terrence Howard's math. I guess that's what happened after.
Is that why they let him go?
I don't know. But
they couldn't do the math?
He must have been crazy. But let's find out.
So his math it's based on literally 1 + 1 = 1.
What?
Wait. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
1 × 1 doesn't equal 1. 1 × 1 = 2. That's his logic.
That's addition.
That's the premise of it?
Yeah.
So multiplication becomes addition? That's it.
I mean, I saw the headline for that says it's something to do with crystals. What is that?
Oh, this one says Terrence Howard has a controversial math theory that he wants to prove with crystals.
Wants to prove. I mean, I think that says it right there.
But he wrote like a crazy long like paper, and he sent it to like Neil deGrasse Tyson, and he's like, "This is my theory."
Is that what he sounds like?
Yeah, this is my new math theory. And then Tyson was like, "Okay," and then he edited it, and he was like, he wrote notes on it, and he's like, "All right, you're kind of crazy."
Okay.
Holy shit!
I did not know that about the guy who used to play Rhodey.
Yeah, that's all I
I don't even know what he's from. Like, I just know him as the guy in Iron Man 1.
I just know him as the guy that plays Rhodey, played Rhodey, and then made
well, now he has math.
some asinine math.
Were you just making fun of it, or is it called Terryology?
I swear, I thought it was called Terryology. I think it is. I don't think I was actually making. To me, I thought it was.
No, I think you're right. I think it's literally called Terryology or something.
Terrenceology or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It is Terryology.
Terryology.
Ah.
I'm a believer. 3 + 3 = ice cream
whatever.
cone. Fuck it.
I mean, is that honestly as believable as like me telling you that like everything is made out of these tiny atoms you can't see, and on this microscopic level you can't even fathom. They're moving, and there's positive and negative ones. And
The listener with the PhD and the triple master's degrees.
well, okay, here we go. So this is the thing, though, right? Is that that's where my Professor Lando stuff stems from. It's kind of like, I do remember this moment where I was at the time a biology major, and I had to take chem classes, Chem 14A or something at UCLA, and I remember sitting there, and I'm a man of science, right?
Yeah.
I believe in math, maybe not Terrence Howard's math, but math as a whole. And I have my professor being like, I remember specifically is teaching me about p orbitals on these atoms. On the atoms, electrons move in this sort of like pattern around the nucleus, and p orbitals are like this shape, and it's like this circle 8 thing, and it interacts with this. And I remember like I believe this. I pretty sure it's true. But I look to my right, I look to my left at the students, just like mindlessly taking it in, So
They didn't question it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Not that I think you should. I believe the math, I believe the science or whatever. I go to school, and this is my professor. Like, I believe in the institution. But it is kind of like, what are you saying? This might as well be black magic. Is this really as ludicrous as like magic is? Or, it's like, here's a crystal. This is a blue crystal, and on the micro level, it has like these magical, and then you can summon fire. It's kind of like that, where I'm like, I'm not saying that we should rise up against the teachers. I don't know to what end I'm really saying, but it's just kind of like,
who's with me?
Yeah, who's with me, guys? But basically, I'm just kind of like, I mean, I guess so. And so my professor stuff is kind of like a commentary on the, like, we just kind of consume the institution. I guess you could say on like it's sort of like a parody of the institution of education itself, where it's just like, yes, let me take this thing super seriously that no one is going to question, and, teach it to people.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I just go with it because it's like, I don't know if it's true or not, but if they say gravity is the thing when you fall, and if you jump off this you're gonna fall, I'm just gonna believe it, because I'm not about to test that.
I mean, guys, viewers, you thought you were angry about the Elden Ring talk or the Monster Hunter talk or the anime talk or whatever. Just wait till you hear the conspiracy episode, which I guess is this episode.
Is this it?
I mean, we got Terrenceology, we got denial of core chemistry principles
with probably proven scientific fact behind it.
So, I mean, this is it. But speaking of, you never finished that movie, that documentary I tried to get us to watch. It's called Above Majestic.
Oh, God.
And it's like a conspiracy theorist, like, mockumentary. No, it's a documentary.
It's real.
But you haven't watched that. And
it scared the shit out of me. I was scared.
You got to watch. If you guys are like into just, the thing is, like, I like conspiracy theories and YouTube videos about like this cryptid or this hoax or whatever. Not because I'm necessarily like, I knew the truth all along, but I just kind of like the enthralling nature of it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go out there and be like, guys, Terrenceology, you won't believe it. But Above Majestic is a very interesting watch. I'd recommend that one. I've been watching like
Do you want to explain the content?
Yeah. Above Majestic. What makes it so enthralling is that they go through a bunch of different like conspiracy theories, like this alien sighting, or explaining why the Earth is hollow or whatever. But the way they present it is like the way the narrative is like structured. It's like they hit you with little tidbits, and they're each very ludicrous. Like, yeah, right. They say something, and it's like, ugh, that's crazy. Say another thing, sure. But then they'll end it with like a statement, or like it ties it all together, and it kind of makes you go, what?
Yeah.
I'll give one example from it. It's that they talk about, I guess there's like a thing conspiracy theorists believe about like serpent people, and colloquially called cone heads. There's that movie Coneheads. The comedy movie. They have like, there's this kind of thing about people with cone heads being associated with, I don't necessarily know if it's like aliens or whatever, but it's got some sort of tie to like conspiracy stuff. So my favorite thing in this documentary is about the cone heads. And it says, I don't know, they go back to like ancient Indian, or maybe it's Egyptian, I can't remember, but the paintings on the walls, and they're like these serpent people, and they say, basically the argument they make is that throughout history and all these different little civilizations, there's occurrence of cone-headed serpent people. There's like the Nagas, some paintings, and they go back and forth everywhere. And not that I believe in cone heads, but it's true. They point to these things like, yeah, I guess it kind of does look like a cone-like, yeah. And that's how they get you. It's kind of like, that's ludicrous, but they're sort of like, I mean, I see what they say, and but kind of watching this, like, I guess it's cone-like, whatever. And then they say, oh, look at this, isn't that suspicious? And it's like, sure, maybe if I was crazy, but then they hit you with a statement, and the statement they hit me with, that it blew my mind. I got scared. I broke into a cold sweat because I'm watching this documentary, quote unquote documentary, right? And then they go, the coneheads, the serpent people, have been present in all of history throughout the world. And then they go, have you ever wondered why the Pope's hat is shaped like that? And it goes, doom, and they show the Pope's hat, and I go,
oh my God.
Oh my God.
Do you think it has a big head under there?
Well, why is it shaped like that? Very conular.
So this is where the conspiracy, I didn't watch it, so I'm sure there's a bunch of, it started with the Pope's hat, and they're like, let's work backwards.
They reverse engineer.
Let's create the fucking cone heads.
And that's the thing, like me and conspiracy theories, like, I don't believe the Pope is like a cone-headed serpent person.
That sounds awesome.
But it's kind of like they bring you along for it,
yeah,
and then they kind of hit you with it, and it's kind of like, whoa.
It's like,
that's kind of scary.
Well, to me,
like, good question.
The reason you like it is like it's this fictitious brain training, like kind of fun.
I think so.
For like just it, because it if you don't believe it, it just comes off as like a creative sort of.
It's
experience.
Like a narrative. It's like a story.
And yes,
it's a fun story with.
It can lead you to believe like bits and pieces, like maybe, but people just go too far. Suddenly, I watched a movie. It's called The Midnight Meat Train.
Midnight Meat Train.
Spoilers for The Midnight Meat Train. It's like this slasher thing, and the movie ends with lizard people underground.
Is that the one where there's a murderer on the subway, and he's an antagonist throughout, but really he replaces the murderer, the protagonist.
Yeah.
He takes his spot, and it turns out he was like a servant for the lizard people under the subway.
Which fucking blew my mind.
He was feeding them.
Yeah, he was appeasing the lizard people.
I see.
And so it comes down to this. Where does the lizard thing begin? Because it's always reptilians and shapeshifters and lizards.
Right.
Where?
See, it's not that we believe it, but there is a point to be made that, like, well, there is something you said. Why is this theme or whatever it is, like, always present?
The lizards.
The lizard people.
Yeah. It makes you wonder. It makes you wonder. Also, conspiracy theories, I don't believe them because I'm too afraid of them. Maybe I would believe them, but they freak me the fuck out.
What is your most believable conspiracy theory, or one that you like the most, or maybe entertain, or just straight up believe?
I don't believe it because it's insane, but it was like this Illuminati underground thing.
It's always underground.
It's always underground, yeah. Can we do one in the sky? Maybe that would be interesting. There was a bunch of photos of different people, like in Hollywood and like the president and stuff, and they had black eyes on like the left side of their face or something. I don't remember what it was. It was like they all have these black eyes. It's the eye of, they called it the eye of Horus, I think. Also, this is YouTube at 3 a.m., you know, classic moment. I'm like, what is that? What are they talking about? You know, some black magic sorcery shit underground or whatever.
So what is the theory? That it's like some kind of secret society?
It's a secret thing. It's like an initiation. Why do they all have these things on their eyes? What are they doing? It's a cult thing. I don't know, but at one point I like watched a video on it, and then I went to go see the Mission Impossible movie.
Oh.
And like Tom Cruise was there, and I was watching Tom Cruise, and I just couldn't watch it the right way because I had just watched a YouTube video where everyone's like a fucking sorcerer.
I mean, that is like the Mission Impossible. I know what you're talking about, secret society, whatever.
Yeah.
That would be the ultimate red herring. And I think people say that like they control the entertainment industry and they inject like the mirror of them, their entity, but it misleads the people, or it makes it seem more outlandish because it's like in a movie kind of thing.
Can they do a better job at that? If they are managing the media, fucking do something good.
Right, because they're in their robes, they're shrouded, and they're like, bring back Robert Downey Jr.
For real. I mean, it's like, oh, we need 17 Marvel TV shows. It's like, come on, if you're gonna manipulate the populace of with media, at least do something good.
My favorite conspiracy theory related thing is not a specific theory, but I'm enthralled and I highly entertain the idea that the JFK assassination was not as simple as they might want you to believe.
What was there?
I don't know what the specific.
Oh God!
There's no specific theory that jumps out to me, but I feel like I've watched 100 videos of just who is this guy? Was there a guy here? What's the guy with the umbrella doing? Like I do, and different angles, and it doesn't add up, and this and that. Like the JFK assassination.
Why is it always the JFK assassination? Because there's been a lot of like murders and mysteries, but it always comes back to the JFK assassination. Is it because it was such like a fucking fast, quick thing with chaos, and everyone's like, oh, the guy with the hot dogs, that guy's up to no good.
I don't know. I think it's just because it's so. People want a reason. They can't cope with the fact that this crazy pinnacle of an event was just like, some guy shot him. And it's just like blinking of an eye, boom, just done. Yeah. They want some sort of
the moon landing. Uh-oh.
What landing?
Uh-oh. Why is the moon shaped like that? I've never fed into this kind of thing. I'm sure there's one person listening that really do we think we have any flat earthers?
Flat earthers? To me, here's the thing with flat earth.
Yeah.
I don't know why anyone on both sides really even care.
Yeah.
Because what does it matter? Like, if it was flat,
great.
I don't know.
Cool.
Like, the scale that I operate my day-to-day, like, maybe if you're a scientist, sure. Go do your science and however that helps all of us. But, like, me as a person, like, the scale of the earth, I don't care.
No,
you know?
It doesn't impact my life at all. If it came out tomorrow, it's like, guys, the earth is flat and it's being carried by a turtle. And I'm like, oh.
You know what I would say? Of course.
Yeah. I knew it.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I go on a plane and it's like it might as well be flat.
In fact, I see
why people believe it because it kind of is flat.
And if they don't believe in the moon landing, then they don't believe in, I don't know.
It's just like what does it matter if it's flat to me?
I'm sure there's like some deeper meaning as to why we're being lied to. But then it's like, okay, why would they lie to us that it's a sphere? It doesn't make sense.
Well, I on the opposite end, people who are like die hard into flat Earth. I also don't understand that because like similar as how I wouldn't care if it's flat because it doesn't impact me. Like, what does it matter to you if it is round or flat? Why are you so gung ho about it?
Yeah,
I don't really get it.
Maybe it's like a sports team. It's like you just care for the sake of the name.
It's kind of in that vein. Another conspiracy theory that well, maybe not that I believe or really enjoy, but I guess I kind of might see myself buying into stuff where the scale of it doesn't really affect me.
Okay.
Like, not that I believe in flat Earth, but something similar. Like, if it came out that the sky is like an LCD screen, it's like a Truman Show kind of thing,
Yeah.
and it was fake. Like, yeah, okay,
Okay.
yeah, like you got me. You know,
Opposed to what? It like when the screen is gone, it would be what, black space. It's like, okay, well that's the thing,
or something like that, right?
and it doesn't impact you. It's like, oh, it is just screens, but then people are gonna go, what else are they lying about? Oh, they lied about the fucking sky. Is that really my wife? It's gonna get crazy.
Well, I think that's the punchline. Nothing that crazy, but I think there is a bunch of stuff. That's the thing that gets me. It's not that I believe in flat Earth or I don't know, the water turns the frogs gay or whatever the conspiracy theory is. I don't believe in any crazy stuff like that. But what makes me kind of in line with that is that my beliefs are something along the lines of, I bet there is some crazy shit that they're not telling us.
Absolutely.
Like, I would believe it. Like, I don't know what exactly. I can't create some, I can't imagine what the scenario exactly is, but like, it comes out and it's like, oh, the government's been, I don't know, the color red's not real. We faked the color red. I don't know, inject all the babies so that they would see red because really it's the color of God. And I don't know, some crazy thing. It's like, I knew it. I knew they were keeping something from us. So like, I have the spirit of a conspiracy theorist, but I don't necessarily believe in any particular conspiracy theory.
I mean, we're being lied to somewhere on some crazy capacity, but I don't have a honest to God shit to ever care about it because it's like, I will never find out. What am I going to go search? I'm going to go underground with a flashlight and find something? No.
Pigeons? Birds?
Oh, like cameras.
See, I don't even need to say it.
The birds. Yeah, the birds.
See, what got me on that is that I don't know if it was a YouTube video or whatever I watched, but someone said, you don't see many baby birds, do you?
They're in a tree.
But when I look, I don't see it. If there's so many birds, shouldn't you, like, you always hear it.
Yeah.
Well, have you ever looked into a tree and seen it?
You
just assume it's there because you hear the little speakers playing the chirps.
Oh, dear. I haven't seen a baby bird in a while. But then again, I haven't really seen a baby anything in a while.
Hold on.
How did I get here?
Right, see, like I do entertain the idea of conspiracy theories that kind of take for granted truths that we just all accept for no reason.
It's kind of
like,
fun.
For example, I don't know if this is a specific conspiracy theory, but like, oh, well, you don't remember anything when you're a baby. You don't remember, like, why?
Dude, I don't remember things yesterday. Was that the same me?
Star Trek situation.
Yeah, like when you sleep,
Prestige.
Do you wake up and you're rebooted?
Me? Definitely not.
I feel
so
worse
tired
today, shitty fucking clone.
Speaking of clones and the Prestige, did you see the Rotten Tomatoes list? And like the Prestige and Interstellar are
70%
at the bottom of the list.
Yep.
And the only movie below those for Christopher
Tenet.
Nolan films.
Yeah.
It was ranking all the Christopher Nolan's films based on the Rotten Tomatoes review. Is Tenet is at the bottom.
Which I didn't like.
It sucked.
Yeah.
But above that is Interstellar and then Prestige. Out of all the Christopher Nolan films.
That is
fucking insanity. I will never trust the Rotten Tomato reviews.
No.
Ever. Period.
Not after that.
How could you think the Prestige and Interstellar are that low? Oppenheimer is way at the top.
Yeah, it wasn't that great.
Not better than the Prestige or Interstellar.
No. Or Memento.
Memento. I think Memento was high up there.
It was high
But
up
how is
there.
the Prestige not? Did they get it?
I don't know. Maybe it's because he was too close to the
That's-
truth.
That is like one of my favorite films of all time ever. The Prestige.
So good. So good.
Hugh Jackman.
Anything with Hugh Jackman ends up being good. Prisoners? Have you seen Prisoners?
Prisoners.
Fucking hell.
Prisoners. Is that Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yeah,
Is he
yeah.
the
Anything
cop?
with him is good too.
Mhm.
Jake, is it Gyllenhaal or Gyllenhaal? I always do Gyllenhaal, but now it's sounding wrong.
That sounds a little too.
I go for that
I
alliteration.
don't like that.
Jake
Gyllenhaal?
Gyllenhaal. Maybe it is Gyllenhaal.
It
Sounds
seems a little
better.
too fun.
It does sound too
I
fun.
don't like how quirky it is.
It is too
Gyllenhaal.
quirky,
Like,
yeah.
what do you like? Sounds like a Santa Claus elf or something. Like, I don't know. But
Both, yeah. If they're in anything, it's usually a good movie.
I was gonna say Zodiac Killer movie, but that's Robert Downey. He was good in that too.
That's Jake Gyllenhaal in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just I don't know. I couldn't believe that with Prestige being solo. It pissed me off. I love that movie.
Conspiracy theories. I'm trying to think of what what other.
This is close to conspiracy theories, and it's something that I deep dived into in my youth. Cryptids.
Cryptids.
Where are you with cryptids?
I think I'm probably on the lower end of belief. Like of all mystical, paranormal / whatever.
Yeah.
Cryptids are probably like I absolutely do not believe in
They're
cryptids.
so hokey.
Like I think I believe more in like ghosts, spirits, curses, like like literally any sort of thing like that. I probably believe more than cryptids.
Well, because cryptids are based off the blur you saw on the CCTV camera, and then someone drew a picture and went, "Oh, that's the Jersey Devil," and he crawls around and he eats your kids.
He sucks your left toe.
Yeah, you just make something up, and boom, cryptid done.
What is your favorite cryptid? Do you have a favorite cryptid?
I mean, it's a very obvious answer. I don't have a very specific cryptid, but there's one I really like, and there's this one that I know you know. There's two cryptids I really like. Do you want to try and give it a whirl? Do you know cryptids?
Are you a Parlangois guy?
I'm a big Parlangois guy.
So I found out about the Parlangois, if you guys didn't know, is some sort of giant lizard man that eats like children in the swamps, and you can command him, maybe?
Yeah, you can. He's a giant amphibious, like Louisianan.
It's like a
cryptid.
southern kind of based cryptid. The reason I know this cryptid is because we had a Christmas party a long time ago, and I had a whiteboard, and people were just kind of drawing little drawings and writing little notes. And I just put this whiteboard away. I didn't erase it. I just kind of shoved it for storage, and it's been sitting in my garage for like 8 months now since this Christmas party.
Yeah,
and this whole time there's been a word on this whiteboard, and I didn't know what it was. It was Parlangois.
Yep.
Had no idea what this was. And then one day you saw it, and you were like, "Oh, Tanner wrote that."
Yep.
And I was like, "What is that?" He's like, "That's his favorite cryptid." And then you explained to me what the Parlangois was.
Yep.
And I was scared because I was like, he like hexed me. He wrote the sigil of the Parlangois, and it's been cursing my house for the past 8 months. But yeah, then I found out about the Parlangois, which is a lizard man.
He's just a lizard man, and if you hit him with a branch from a sweet gum tree, you'll be good to go.
Can you command him?
I don't know if you can command him, but I know it's his weaknesses.
Why do I think you can command him?
I don't know.
Oh, it's because I asked Tanner once if he would rather command the Parlangois or be the Parlangois.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we already talked. We talk about cryptids more than we think. Because one of my buddies is just totally infatuated with the fucking Parlangois. But my favorite, I love the Parlangois because I have a personal connection to it with one of my friends. But my favorite as a kid, and now because he's the Tumblr sexy man of cryptids, the Mothman. The Mothman. I mean, there's nothing better than the fucking Mothman.
There's a movie that I watched with Mothman. It was really scary. It was
what?
Like in the windshield.
Oh my God, I think I saw that.
The red eyes coming on the driving. Like, I don't know what this movie is.
Did it take that guy's wife?
It was like really scary. I was a kid. I'm not sure.
I watched it at a sleepover.
I have this vivid memory of some movie where it's like the POV of driving and the red eyes, the Mothman comes. He's scary, Mothman.
He is scary.
But like,
have you seen a statue that in like where Cincinnati, where the fuck he is?
He has an ass.
He has a fucking big ass.
He has a big ass. I know
thick
what you're
as hell
talking
for some
about.
reason.
I know what you're talking about.
What's that? He's got a 6-pack and a giant ass.
Mothman.
Unbelievable.
I guess I don't really know much about any cryptid. I don't know their backstories.
Chupacabra, Sasquatch.
That one's scary.
Skinwalker. You know Skinwalker.
Is that a cryptid?
It's a cryptid, I believe. Is
that a cryptid? There's some that are kind of like elevated beyond cryptid level. Though.
Well, they start going into conspiracy things.
I don't know if I want to say believable. A metric of believableness makes them, but like a skinwalker, it seems just too good to be a cryptid. Like there's more depth to it,
less of like an American folk story kind of thing.
Right, because when you say cryptid, it's like the horseshoe man comes every second moon and he, unties your shoes and eats your grandmother. It's that kind of hokiness, but skinwalkers are like actually scary and
It's
have more
very
depth to
SCP.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, don't get me started on SCP. I love SCP.
I actually don't know anything about it.
Really?
I know nothing about SCP.
Oh
And I know people are fucking
Dude, just go on YouTube, just type in SCP explain, just point and click and just
I'm scared.
start the deep dive. There's some that are really scary.
There was that, is the sleep experiment thing SCP?
No, I think they just did that.
Oh. Was that real?
I think so.
Oh, good. That's far
Was
worse.
it like
I don't know.
Russian or something? I don't
Yeah, the
know.
Russian sleep experiment.
No, I think they just did that.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never jumped down the SCP.
I can't believe that. I feel like you'd love
I
that.
know. The SCP and creepypasta stuff, I never touched. I was too scared.
That's my go-to video for when I'm working on stuff. Actually, just today I was drawing, and it's weird. When you pick a video for when you work, you need it to be like have some sort of quality level, but not too distracting.
Yeah.
And for me, the perfect balance is like some sort of horror explained or murder mystery explained video.
Right.
And SCP. My favorite, the viewers, if you know SCP, you'll know it. I think it's called the. Oh shit! I'm forgetting it now that I'm saying it. Kane, remind me the dimension traveling man, the interdimensional traveler.
Rick and Morty.
Let me.
Is that what it's called? Interdimensional traveler.
I know which one.
What did you say? He just looks at me and goes, "Rick and Morty." Like what? The dimension hopping man.
I think you're talking about SCP-507, the reluctant dimension hopper.
That's it.
Sounds
Start
like
there.
An Elden Ring
Start
character.
there. The reluctant what?
The
dimension?
loathsome.
The loathsome tongue eater.
The reluctant dimension hopper.
Reluctant dimension hopper.
Okay.
Start there. Watch a video
The reluctant.
and just listen to someone explain it.
Can someone use reluctant in a sentence? I don't really know what that means.
Speaking of the loathsome tongue eater, I just killed him in Elden Ring.
Yeah.
And so at this point, I've played a lot of Elden Ring. I've kind of been this multi-episode arc with Elden Ring. So I've played about 50 hours and can happily say I've gone through the 15% of the game so far.
Yeah.
But no, I love it. But what reminds me is that sometimes your brother Reese will be in a Discord call with me as I play Elden Ring. And I can tell, not that he's angry, but
He wants to say something.
he wants to say something. And I have this bad habit. I just said that I just killed him, the loathsome dung eater. I could tell he gets irked because I'll have a lot of questions. Who's this? What is he doing? Oh, so what do I have to do now? Oh, that's interesting. Why is he X, Y, Z, blah, blah, blah. And then Reese will be like, yeah, it makes you wonder, huh? Oh,
Yeah.
you should go check that out. Kind of what? Yeah. And then I'll just kill him. Because I'll be like, where does he come from? What's his story? And then I'll just, and then Reese will go, and he's dead now. You
Probably shouldn't have done that.
You shouldn't have. I don't know. Oh, and I keep doing it. I don't know.
You've done it twice. You're sharing your screen in Discord, and I remember you get like an item back, and I think you see it as like, oh well, that must be the end.
As soon as I get an item, I just kill
just
them.
hack them down.
What's the worst part about it? It's not that I'm making an intentional choice to like kill. I want to grief and just kill this NPC.
Yeah.
It's just I'll be so enthralled in the storyline, and I don't know what comes over me, but I'll just.
You just kill them.
What it is, it's because they're defenseless in both scenarios.
What the fuck?
So I don't know. I don't know what it is, but so I've killed 2 NPCs this way. Killed the dung eater, and he was tied up in a chair.
Yep.
And he was like, "Argh." And I don't know why, but I got an item, and I just killed him. I
It's
wanted
like,
to.
oh, you want me to kill him?
And the other one was the sorceress Selin
Yeah.
in the basement, shackled up. She gave me something, and I don't know why, but I was just like, and I just slashed her and killed her.
You know what? I don't see anything wrong with that. You know why? Because you're going to get a lot of flack for being some murderous psycho in a video game. I just want you to know I'm so much worse.
You don't even explore their quest lines?
No. When I used to go out into Oblivion, the Elder Scrolls game, and I would go into the center of town, and I would kill a guy, and then I would kill the entire town, and then I'd reload the save.
Do it all over again?
Do it all over again.
That's what video games are made for.
It's fun. It's fun.
It's a power fantasy thing.
Yeah, you just go around and kill everybody, and then
If it was so fucked up, why can't I do it then?
yeah.
If I could do it in the game, surely it can't be that messed up. It allows me to do it.
That's the conspiracy theory right there. Video games are just to nullify your fucking bloodlust.
I wish, yeah. Not to go back on Elden Ring talk, but still don't really understand what's going on at all remotely. You know I may have been killing a few NPCs before they can tell me what's going on, but I feel like, granted, I may have killed one or two or a few NPCs in the world. That being said, I feel like I should still have more of a grasp on what's going on.
Yeah. It's definitely put the pieces together one by one, and I don't know what any of it means.
I think that's why I've been on this like horror explained stint. That's kind of what I've been saying. Like, lore explained. Like, I'll know nothing about these series, but I watched one like Fear and what's that game? Fear and Loathing. Fear and Loathing. Is that a game?
Fear and Hunger.
Fear and Hunger.
Okay.
Watching some video on it. I just love like these kind of Dark Souls-esque cosmic horror type of like horror stories.
Yeah.
Horror / just like creepy or maybe like dark lore kind of stuff. I'm obsessed with it. I'm addicted to that kind of stuff. So
I'm such a scaredy cat with that stuff. I'm scared, especially one of my favorite. Have we done this yet? An alarm needs to go off because I have gone 7 episodes without talking about fucking aliens. Have we talked about aliens?
Like in general or just the movie?
In general.
In general.
Aliens.
No, I don't think so.
Because something that I always come back to, I could be talking about fucking getting a burrito bowl at Chipotle, and then it would end with, then the fucking aliens.
Dude, I asked you what conspiracy theorist stuff you're into.
Are aliens a conspiracy theory?
Oh, to you, they're not a conspiracy.
No, I think they're just real. It's not a conspiracy. It's just a thing that's, yep, they're somewhere out there. Now, here is a conspiracy theory around aliens. The Miami aliens. Remember the Miami aliens? That they were pushing like police cars or whatever?
Like a lacrosse team? What are you talking about? the Miami aliens.
It's like we as people have not once questioned the Miami aliens as a sports team, but they're like these giant, giant gray. No, it couldn't be the Miami aliens.
The goalie, Gorbenschmort. They were pushing over what?
I don't know. I don't remember. But do you remember that? Okay. It was last year.
A big mall?
The big mall.
Yes, okay, yeah.
It was a police response of 38 cars.
And they took the overhead pictures, and there's like big aliens.
There was like big aliens. It was like...
I remember what you're talking about, yeah.
It was like somebody's shadow walking. But like, everyone is going, look how big that thing, look at that fucking thing, it's the aliens. Oh my God.
I don't understand why in all those scenarios, like, oh, it's the person's shadow, it's kind of blurred, whatever. If I stole a bag of Cheetos, they would have 4K high definitions, multi-angle shots of my face. They could see my pores. They can scan my fingerprints off of the footage. They can see the rods in my pupils of my eyes. That's how clear. But whenever it's like the Pentagon was hit by alien destruction, it's 144p footage of like you can't tell what's going on.
Like a paper bag flying through the air. I couldn't. And then there was the Mexico aliens. Were the little guys in the thing?
They were all dehydrated.
Yeah.
And they were like loaf cake.
They were, were they cake?
I don't know if I can't.
I remember seeing them as cake too.
Weren't they cake? What was up with that? Did I just see someone who made a cake?
I think there was a version where they were cake.
Because in my head, they're cake for some reason. I don't know why they're cake.
I kind of hope they're cake. I remember that. And they were like, oh yeah, they have like omnium or like some kind of metal inside their stomachs, like some rare metal. And I was like, I was starting to believe. I'm like, that's so fucking weird. But it was just some dude in a creative writing class, that was like, oh yeah, they have omnium or whatever the fuck in their stomach and their cake.
I would like, aliens is a weird one because it's like when you say I believe in aliens, I think that's normal. I believe in the idea that there is life in outer space, but that's different from saying I believe in aliens.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
No, I believe in aliens.
Like,
well, maybe not a little gray man, but there is fucking. It's too big. It's way too big. It's way too big.
Then where are they?
They're on Zipton 6, about 7 trillion clicks out that way.
Well, one of my not favorite theories, but the theory that like we're the first. We just,
Oh.
by chance, just happenstance to be one of the first ones.
Yeah.
Could be. Or, this is scarier,
The last.
the last ones.
Yeah.
Which one would you prefer?
Well, there was this. This wasn't even a conspiracy theory. It might actually be one, but there was one that I was thinking about. I'm like, what if dinosaurs were the aliens, and we came and we wiped them out, and then we created civilization on Earth? I didn't read this anywhere. I just said this is a fucking shower thought for me. I'm like, oh, the dinosaurs were the fucking aliens. What if they were really smart? They could talk and shit, do a little dance.
Okay, what? The dinosaurs?
Oh, you lost. That's where I lost you.
I mean, you just described the premise of that one Adam Driver movie called 65 Billion Years or whatever. There's a trailer for Adam Driver and like a kid, and it seems like it's being presented as like this space exploration movie, but the twist at the end is that there's dinosaurs. And the twist is what you just said, where like they're aliens and humans are aliens that's descended from Adam Driver.
What?
Mm-hmm.
I watched that movie.
You did?
I don't know.
I caught you.
He's
like, Connor's like, fuck, I thought I had a good little story.
Maybe that's where that came from.
But I just stole it from
I think I
Adam
mixed
Driver
it.
movie.
I mixed it with that movie, and then another spoiler here, with the movie Moonfall, where the moon is falling. But it turns out...
Was that comedy thing with Leonardo DiCaprio and Jonah Hill?
No, that was Don't Look Up.
Oh.
Moonfall was like a disaster movie. I forgot the guy's name, but he made like The Day After Tomorrow, the classic disaster films. But it turns out that like inside the moon was like the original colony of like humans, and we were actually like some ancient species, and we were all over the universe, and Earth was just a part of it, and you know, we were actually like so much newer and shit like that. But going back, it's like, I don't know. Here's the thing. The obvious answer is, of course, there's aliens, but they're microscopic. It is life.
Or maybe we're microscopic.
I don't want to believe in aliens because I find
now you don't want to believe.
Well,
why?
I believe because everything is so vast. It's too big for them not to be real. But they scare the fucking shit out of me.
They should.
They're scary.
Yeah.
And, you know, maybe
I mean, humans scare me. We go to L.A. and I'm like, I'm scared of that guy. He threw a bottle at us.
Yeah.
And that's another person.
Yeah.
Imagine an alien.
Yeah, and he wouldn't understand us at all.
Mm.
He'll turn us into a fucking vegetable or whatever the fuck they do. They'll turn us into a...
Oh, but what if it's...
Have you heard of, I think it's called All Tomorrows. It's a book.
I just watched, like I was saying,
No.
I listened to a 3-hour video essay while I worked on stuff.
Oh my God.
They come down and they take the different humans and they breed them to be different types of things.
Yes.
Yeah, I know exactly
it
what
scares
you're
the fucking... I went down that rabbit hole. They turn you into a skin toilet where you're alive and they use you as a toilet.
Mm-hmm.
Other ones, like, it was like layers of hell and torture, and then they would breed you and then like fucking mutate you into a new species of human.
I love that. I don't know why.
It's kind of awesome.
I love body horror type of, I have no mouth, must scream, cosmic horror type of stuff. Like, I don't know what makes it so enthralling.
Yeah.
But I love that. I don't want that to happen to me. I don't know what it is.
It's cool. I mean, it's cool when you look at it fictitiously, but when I look at it, I'm like, oh fuck, there's a goddamn alien out there, on Zipton 6, and he is on his way, and he's gonna.
Do you think in Zipton 6 there's two aliens named Zorbius and Glorp and Schmorp, and they have a podcast and he's like, oh God, imagine he has a mustache and a purple beanie. How scary would that be?
They're terrified.
And then he's like, imagine that they have a world and they have a podcast, and he's saying, imagine Zorbius and Glorp and Schmorp.
That does sound pretty scary.
But we're both unsuccessful.
They're the most... they're like exiled from the Glorptronian race. Oh, God. Aliens is always fun, though. It's always fun to talk about.
I wanted to bring this up because I just wanted to ask you. It's been about a year since you moved here.
Yeah.
A little over a year since we've met each other. And style is like a big thing. We kind of, you encouraged me to like dress up a little bit more. Yeah. And we just kind of have been talking about our clothes in general just because of this podcast and showing up on camera. But I wanted to ask you, do you feel like we've rubbed off on each other in other ways? Because you brought up that, I forget what you were saying, but you're like, I think I do this thing that you do.
Yeah.
And maybe we can even ask Kane if he notices anything. But yeah, do you notice any sort of, have you developed any Lando-isms?
In terms of fashion, I think probably not, because I'm so set in my ways. But I'm not wearing anything that you would typically wear, but I am actually going in the other direction where you're like, oh, that looks good. Oh, and then you wore one time you wore leather pants. That's really extra to me. That I'm like, oh, you're just going for it. And that influenced me. I'm like, you know what? I'll wear my fucking Dracula blouse.
So you even further.
I go further in the other direction, but you going out of your way to kind of do something different and a little extra. I'm like, oh, he's not afraid to do that. He's just gonna do it. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't fucking care anymore either. So because I was kind of holding back in some ways for my attire, and in a lot of things, even for parties and events and stuff, I would really hold back. I would just put on a t-shirt or something. Meanwhile, I want to wear the fucking tailcoat. I want to wear the fucking frilly
Dude,
shirt.
you love those leather pants of mine.
I like that. I want some leather
the thing
pants.
is, I hate wearing those because it becomes like a swamp.
Yeah, I bet it gets fucking.
It's it's terrible.
It gets clammy.
But I was talking about more generally in your life. Do you feel like you do anything? Because this podcast up to this point.
I mean, we just influence each other. I was never gonna work out. You said you started working out. I start working out. And then in terms of I don't know. I there's inflections. Sometimes I say things that you would kind of inflect in certain ways.
Well, I was trying to bait it out of you, but the one I feel you started doing is, dude.
Dude. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Because
I totally forgot.
I've heard you say this, and I'm like, he's caught it.
There's a very specific way you say dude where you don't continue the sentence.
All encompassing.
Yes.
In terms of language.
Yep.
The word dude is an all-encompassing catch-all word for any situation.
Yes.
Dude,
yeah.
We can test it out. Engage me in fake conversation right now.
Hey, man, so I went to the grocery store, and I wanted to get that loaf of bread that you were talking about, but they were sold out.
Dude.
It's true, though, because when someone... it doesn't matter what the context is of the sentence that someone tells me. It might be your version of "oh wow," which people say as this dismissive, lowest effort response.
Yeah. Oh
I'm
wow.
Oh wow, cool. Oh wow, but I don't see it that way because for some reason there's this more energy behind it to me that where you just go, dude, and I and even my brother.
The most empathetic.
Yeah.
Striking into my core of understanding.
Yes.
When someone goes, dude, it's you
they get it. You don't need to say anymore. They don't need to go, what happened or why? It's, dude.
For me, I was going to give my example, but how entwined it is I actually don't know if it's originating from you or me.
Oh.
Because my example is this sort of this kind of response where it's your eyes bug out like a Looney Tunes character and you go, oh. And I was going to say, I got that from you, but you actually were telling me earlier
I got it from
that you got it from me.
I got it. Uh-oh.
And I was like, huh? I thought I picked that up from you.
Is it the chicken or the egg now? Where did it begin? Where does it end? I don't know.
That's why I think it'd be funny if in a year's time we become we meet in the middle and have this sort of 50-50 versions of each other. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get some kind of fusion thing going on. What would that look like if we fused?
If we fused, we would look like...
Would one leg be shorter than the other?
Oh, it's down the middle? It's not some sort of balanced fusion.
No, it's all
right
fucked
down
up.
the middle. We would look like some sort of Keanu Reeves-esque person, I would say, right?
Okay,
is
I can see that.
Is that maybe the most charitable?
Yeah, that's actually good.
The most charitable version of that is some sort of Keanu Reeves type.
I can see that.
Yeah.
God.
Do you want to say what happened?
Oh, we could talk about that completely.
Yeah.
I.
So what is Captain Look?
So some people know, some people don't know. There's a Sea of Thieves meme, and it was a guy. He was driving a ship, and
Sea of Thieves is a video game.
It's a
pirate ship.
Yep.
You commandeer a pirate ship with your friends. This video game.
Right. So the captain's driving the ship, and then his crewmate runs over and sees a giant, yells, "Captain, look!" And when the captain looks over, there's a giant ship coming towards them, and the ship that they're in is very small, and it eventually goes viral. Now, obviously, most people know, some people don't know. I was with my buddy. He was the captain. I was the guy that shouted, "Captain, look!" It goes viral. It's used as like this David and Goliath sort of thing. This tiny ship.
The comedy comes from like it's just like, oh my God. And then it turns and
giant thing.
You're about to get fucked.
Yeah.
Right. It's just this funny overreaction, like, oh God, we're fucked.
Right. And I've said this before, but a classic misconception about the meme is that I never said, look. My mic cuts out and I say, "Captain, oh shit," but it just goes, "Captain, oh!" And then it's kind of sounds like look, kind of doesn't, but people eventually just call it Captain Look. So on top of that, it's been a meme, this immortal meme. It happened fucking 5-6 years ago, forever ago, in the Sea of Thieves beta.
So what happened recently?
Is Sea of Thieves made an ad for their game.
The official
Sea of Thieves Twitter account made an ad for their game doing Captain Look. They replicated it.
They remade your meme.
They remade the meme. One person was my buddy, and then the other person said, "Captain Look."
How do you feel about this?
I'm right here.
It's their game.
It's their game.
It's their game. Maybe it's a little like, but I would imagine they would have the right to just use the original whatever. Maybe there's a gray area of like, well, it's not their content exactly. But my point is that I feel like it's worse that they recreated it.
I can't believe they recreated. They could have just
like if they just yoinked it.
Yeah, they could have just yoinked it, censored it, and put the logo of the game on there. Boom, Sea of Thieves.
And maybe it's like, that's my video. It's their whatever. It's their game. But the fact that they like tried to fake it
and then did like a worse version of it. I'm like, oh, that wasn't how I said it. You could have full sent that fucking Captain
Connor
Look.
like in a big armchair with like a big fancy bathrobe and his glass of
pipe.
wine. He has pipe in his fez, and he's like, my God,
that delivery was preposterous. Yeah, put your back into it when you Captain Look it.
It's like it's a weird feeling because it's like kind of validating in a way of like your moment here, but kind of weird.
It is weird.
Guys, if you don't know, we take your questions, qualms, and confessions or on Twitter using the hashtag JestAsk, which, by the way, I think we're getting kind of dry. So if you want to hop on Twitter, use the hashtag JestAsk and go ahead and ask us something here. So Kane here picks out a couple, and let's see what we have to say about it.
Tavioka Pudding asks, if you had to be reborn as an NPC, what video game and what job would you do?
Oh, interesting.
As an NPC, so not a named character.
Right.
Because I was going to say like one of the Honey Pop girls, but...
I'm trying to think of like, what game do NPCs actually get some kind of rights?
I was going to say, which video game are NPCs not just completely obliterated,
Useless.
Killed?
I don't want to be a Marine from Halo. Master Chief is taking my gun and shooting me in the head.
It has to be a not named character.
Right. Christ. I'm trying to think, because going back to this, what we talked earlier, I used to go in games and just go around and kill everything. And if I was an NPC, someone is just going to do that to me.
Right. This goes back on us.
Yeah,
it's it proves our point of like, well, people just want to be awful in video games, huh?
Yeah. I need to think of something peaceful.
Or at the very least, the video game character is going to like obliterate our world, but what's a world that is like indulgent for me to exist in as like an NPC character?
Okay, I got a crazy one, and it completely goes against.
I have the perfect answer.
Okay, go ahead.
Something like Overcooked or Cooking Mama, because the non-player characters come in and just eat 100 billion hot dogs every day.
That could be
burgers.
That could be hell.
No,
That sounds like a purgatory.
Nah, I'll eat those.
What happens when you leave?
I just queue back up.
You go back.
What? Do you think it's some kind of...
It's blank.
you're projecting your... It's just like whiteness?
It's based off the perception of the player, I feel. So once the NPC eats all the hot dogs and goes away, they just wait for the next time to eat more hot dogs. In stasis.
Sounds good to me.
I mean...
What are you going to say?
Mine is really against everything I just said. But I think about it all the time. I love to be... This is so stupid. I'd love to be an NPC in Cyberpunk. The most awful...
That sounds
shitty.
Fun.
It's just like... Maybe I'll get to be cool for a bit, you know. Maybe I'll get to. Of course, I'll be brutally murdered by some fucking drug-addicted,
the main
cyber
player
psycho.
character stopping time and throwing a bunch of chopsticks at you,
Yeah.
skewering you.
Yeah, they remote control their car into me and I explode. You know, it could be anything. But man, I want to live in that world. It's always trying to tell me not to live in this world. Cyberpunk, look at Night City, this fucking disgusting cesspool. You don't want to live here. And I watch the anime. I play the game, and I go, man, I want to go there so bad. So mine would be Cyberpunk, I think, as stupid as it is.
I mean, I feel like it's a cop-out answer, but I'm leaning towards stuff like Animal Crossing.
That's cute.
Or something. You know, I would be happy, and there'd be happy villagers for me to...
Hit with an axe.
to act violently upon. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I'll pick like Cooking Mama or Overcooked or something, because I get to just eat a bunch of hot dogs.
That sounds nice.
All right, let's do another one.
Trixie asks, who's better at parallel parking?
Oh, it's you. It is beyond Lando.
Yeah, I mean...
I don't even attempt. I can barely park the car normally. I'm not... Okay. I'm not a bad driver. I'm a pretty good driver, but there was one thing I can't do. For some reason, I cannot park my car straight. I'm always diagonal. I can't park the car. I've been awful at it for the 10 years I've been driving. Maybe 12 years I've been driving. Insane. I don't know why.
Yeah, probably me. Well, one, I lived in LA where you actually have to parallel park.
Okay.
Like in a city, like a big city, I think you just have to do that. But for me, like, I am such a bad driver in video games.
Oh.
Whenever it's a video game and I have to drive a vehicle, I just cannot for the fucking life of me get it.
Yeah.
But in real life,
You're good.
pretty good driver. 100 on my driving test. Never been in an accident. Never gotten a ticket. Pretty good.
Knock on wood for both of us.
But in video games, I just can't make sense of it.
I just drive on the sidewalk. And NPC version of me gets hit by me playing the fucking game.
Oh, that's the irony.
Yep.
See, my irony is I'd be lining up for my glizzy, but it's me playing it, and I hate this game. My overcooked, burnt glizzy with like mushrooms on it or something.
Yeah, you
that's
have
the
to
hell,
eat it.
right? Because I'm like, oh, I get to be an overcooked. I get to eat as much glizzies, but it's a 6-year-old playing with their nanny. And the 6-year-old's just making the most horrendous concoction ever.
What a nightmare. Guys, thank you so much for listening to The Best in Jest. But as you all know, and for people that don't know, at the end of every episode, our producer Kane picks one of us as the winner for the best
In jest.
and the loser gets pied. So
Every week.
every week at the end of every episode. And so, Kane, without further ado, who's the best in jest?
All right. The best in jest is me. No, just kidding. It's going to be Connor because he's the creator of
What's happening
Captain
over
Look.
there? Are you at
Just
gunpoint?
random.
No, I mean, like, you deserve it.
Oh, what the hell is
made
this?
Thanks, man.
You made a meme, and then they stole your meme, and then they didn't credit you properly. I saw your tweet, and I was like, what the heck is this?
Talk about it all the time.
And so I
So
think,
I have to get pied now?
He was
Yes.
Grimace Shake guy.
Yeah.
Does that not?
well, no one stole Grimace Shake
Oh,
from Landon. So
I see. I was scorned.
also, you have a good fit today.
Oh,
So-
thanks, man.
So I think, Commander Connor, you are the best in Jest.
All right.
I'll take it. I'll take any kind of best in jest. What can I say? All right.
I will prepare to get pied now.
I don't want to get all. You wore such a nice outfit today. I don't. Whatever. Oh. All right, you ready, buddy? Here we go. I want to. I don't want to throw it at you. I want to just kind of. Just pie me. Just
No, the people
this is the
can't
scariest
decide.
part. I can't.
Just pie me. What if I pulled it off and like it was a skeleton's face?
A lizard.
A lizard cone head.
Well, thanks everybody for watching the best in jest. I will eventually learn how to pie people.
Episode 7.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. We'll
Thanks
see
everybody.
we'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.